Good evening, gentles and members of the populace. I present to you now on this, the Royal Thursday on Friday for May 15th, 2020, their Majesties of Caid, Alexander and Tahira.
Good evening, Caid. Thank you for joining us this Friday night. As most of you know, we postponed our Royal Thursdays to Friday so that we could give you the announcement after the state had made its announcements regarding all the issues with the COVID-19. We will jump into that in 1 second, but first I would like to see, Your Majesty, do you have any words for our populace?
Hi, everyone. We are happy to be here on this very special Friday edition of our Royal Thursday. Though the topics that we have may not be the greatest, we are excited to see everyone and to have this discussion and just to see each other again.
So in looking towards the future of events, we were waiting for the 15th for the state to make an announcement. No real announcement was made today, so we put our heads together, made phone calls, contacted the state, and what we found was this. On May 8th, California revised its stay-at-home policy. We are now currently in the phase 2 of the 4-phase program that California has for reopening the state. The California Department of Health, however, has determined that all public gatherings with people who are not members of your own household in indoors or outdoor settings should be postponed or canceled to curb the spread of COVID-19 until such time as a vaccine or cure has been found. They further have gone on to say, as confirmed directly from the Department of Human Health, that groups in phase 4, which the SCA fall under, will not be allowed to gather until a cure or vaccine has been found. So we have quite literally been told by the state that we are not going to be allowed to have any type of events until such time as that vaccine or cure is found. In speaking with the CDC directly myself, we've been told that a true guesstimate time frame, if you will, of when that vaccine might come out could be anywhere from 12 to 18 months. Obviously not great news. I've spoken directly to His Grace Duke John and to the board of directors to ascertain what their opinion is and how they wish us to handle this type of news now moving forward. And what we were told back in no uncertain terms simply was each kingdom must decide for itself in meeting with local laws and the laws of the society what is best to move forward. So in speaking with Her Majesty, our advisors, and our officers, what we have decided is this. We must first remember our oath. And our oath is to the society as a whole, to make sure that our kingdom is safe and that every person in the populace is safe and taken care of. The second thing that we are going to try to do is to remember that we don't want to make decisions now. Situations are changing daily, and we want to make sure that we have all the information before any type of decision is made. No long-term decrees. We will take information as it comes and make our best decisions with the information that we have. Our short-term plan, we will only cancel or postpone events when we know there's no other alternative. However, stewards need to take into account and assess their own events to see if they are viable still, to see if we are capable of moving forward with them. On those lines, as many of you have already heard, I'm sure, it is our sad duty to inform you that the stewards have decided to postpone Great Western War this year until 2021. And with the information that we have now asked for a variance from the board of directors so that we can move forward with some other things that we feel are going to have to be postponed. Coronation and Queen's Champion and all the events in June are going to have to be postponed. So once we have that variance through, we will make an official announcement postponing them. However, we have asked for that to happen as soon as possible. Near the end of June, we'll make the decision for the month of July. And this is how we plan to continue to go forward. We will make decisions as we have information given to us and as we are able to hear what local officials have to say. With Coronation Postponed, many people are wondering how it's going to affect the calendar of Caid. our heirs, or the reign of Her Majesty and I. Currently, after speaking with our officers and heirs, we have asked the bod with our variants to extend our reign for 1 month. And once that month is up, we will then reassess this situation to see how we are, to see what the best course of action will be. After that month, we'll again speak to our advisors, our officers, to the board of directors, and assess what needs to be done from there. So we will make short-term decisions moving forward. This is how it has to be at this point. I have taken my oath very seriously in protecting the people of this kingdom. I do not want to cancel any events. I do not want to postpone any events, but the safety of this kingdom, each and every person, must be taken into consideration. So the month of June, we plan to cancel all those events or postpone them to another time. And at that point, at the end of June, we will postpone and cancel those if necessary in July as well. And we will continue doing that until such time as we know it is safe for our populace again to go out in public. I know this is somber news and not what we all wanted to hear, but unfortunately, this is where we are. But we must look to a lighter note. We must look to happier things that we can do. We're going to get our officers together and talk about how we can move forward with social media, how we can move forward with the limited things that we are allowed to do. And the first thing we obviously must bring up, virtual Potrero. Virtual Potrero, May 23rd and 24th. Well, we will be having a virtual court again. We are looking forward to this. If you wish to put in any classes, that has to be put in by... Tonight. That's got to be put in tonight. So please, if you wish to do that, make sure you get them in. If you wish to go to, you can go to http://wp.potrerowar.org if you wish to look at the event page. You can also go to the Facebook page and search the Facebook Potrero War group to get more information on that. And again, did you remember, folks, we have a YouTube channel. It's called The Kingdom of Caid. Feel free to go to that channel and look us up. All the Royal Thursdays are on there. All the live from Caids are there. The Rose video is there. Our dance video is there. And our soon-to-come-out brush-up video will be there as well. And I have been told that that should happen, hopefully, by this upcoming weekend. So we are looking forward to seeing that. One more thing I must now address, though, on a slightly somber note. Recently, a member of my populace thought that perhaps they could start some type of insurrection, a rebellion, if this. And they threw this meme to me, of all people. I will lead the people in a revolt against you. Unbelievable, almost proof positive that someone is going to try to revolt. Who, you ask? The Faiza. Of all people, I know. So I have put a warrant out for her to bring her in so that we can question her. Now, I am as stunned as you are that this gentle lady, this kind and sweet lady, would try to start a revolt in this kingdom. I am confident that she didn't mean to do that. However, we want to bring her in for questioning. And don't worry, we're just going to talk to her and maybe a tiny bit of torture in the smallest amount, torture befitting a duchess. However, should you need information, we do have a link that you can go to that will give you all the information on her. There it is right below me now. Feel free to click on that link. It'll give you all the information of the who's, what's, and whys. And that link will tell you exactly what you need to know about this particular person. Dare I say criminal? Not yet. Not until we have the questions. However, I have brought in a special guest tonight to sing a song just so the Faiza knows my true feelings.
Good evening, everyone. His Majesty asked me to write a song to send a message to a very special Duchess. And this song turned out to be a country western song. And I'm going to perform it on a medieval harp because anachronism. You sure are pretty and you sure are smart. Your service does you credit and so does your art. Now you're in trouble and need to be freed. Don't mess with the king of Caid. You don't spit in the wind and you don't play with fire. You don't poke the bear and don't pee on that wire. And here's one more piece of advice you should heed. Don't mess with the king of Caid. Was it the llamas you offered the queen, or the way you inspected the lower extremes? Maybe there's not just one dubious deed that got you in trouble with the king of Caid. You don't spit in the wind and you don't play with fire. You don't poke the bear and don't pee on that wire. Here's one more piece of advice you should heed. Don't mess with the king of Caid. Now you are running all over the land, hoping that someone will lend you a hand. But always remember, in this time of need, don't mess with the king of Caid. You don't spit in the wind and you don't play with fire. You don't poke the bear and don't pee on that wire. And here's one more piece of advice you should heed. Don't mess with the king of Caid. Is it too late for a cunning escape? Will there be a hero complete with a cape? Or maybe you'll find your own way to break free, make peace with the king of Caid. You don't spit in the wind and you don't poke the bear. You don't mess with fire and don't spit on the hair. Here's one more piece of advice you should heed. Don't mess with the king of Caid. Don't spit in the wind and you don't play with fire. You don't poke the bear and don't pee on that wire. Here's one more piece of advice you should heed. Don't mess with the king of Caid.
Oh, Mr. Spinelli, you have absolutely outdone yourself. What a wonderful song. I'm so happy. It's the first time I've heard it, and I love it. I think it is absolutely brilliant. It's going to go down through the ages.
That's authentic 14th century country, Your Majesty.
Excellent. I have never heard of such thing. What beautiful music, though. I'm going to have to listen to more 14th century country music. Thank you so much, Mr. Spinelli. It is greatly appreciated. At this point, we will now go and see if there are any questions from the announcements we've had today to see if anybody has anything they need to know.
Thus far, Your Majesties, I believe the only thing that people have asked is also that we don't poke the hippo. That's more of a request than a question. There have been people asking about how they can get involved in perhaps doing Bardic for Caid. I think just writing, I think, Your Majesty.
I can tell you that I have heard that there is a Free the Faiza page, and I absolutely do not want anyone to go to that page. Stay off of it for sure. Definitely do not post, not at all in the Kingdom of Caid. Do not, for sure, not post on my page and send pictures to me. All these things. No. Must not happen.
I would also say, Your Majesty, that we are to remind people that after virtual Potrero, that there will be the online court, May 24th at 4 p.m. And also that the question that has been asked is that, so we're just going to continue to check every so often and keep pushing coronation back until we have more details, sir?
Right. So our plan is this. We have several fears and things that we have to look into. If we were to, if we can do a virtual coronation, perhaps we can do a variety of things, and we are talking to find out what is going to be best for this kingdom. Currently, we are hoping to see what California plans to do in its 4 phases and how they plan to roll forward. But we don't want to make any decisions that could put us into a bad situation. Some kingdoms have chosen to change their calendar. Caid worked hard to get its calendar on the path that it was on, and we don't want to affect that. We don't want those type of issues. So it's a problem that we must address as we move forward and we have more information. So right now, we've asked for this 1 month extension of our reign in an effort to better hand our heirs a kingdom that is not going to be in some type of chaos, so that we have control of everything. And if need be, we will extend it again next month if need be.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Also, is there going to be a bounty on the alleged traitor, Duchess Faida?
Well, we are just trying to bring her in for questioning at this point. A bounty, I am sure that's possible.
Also, Your Majesty, a question has been asked. Since there is going to be no new information coming from the governmental level, is that going to change how often the Royal Thursdays will be coming out?
I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, the schedule that we have been on has been exhausting. And since things have really slowed down with announcements that are coming out from the state, we feel at this point we are going to slow down these broadcasts. We don't need them quite as often. We're starting to get to the point where they are almost redundant. And we're going to take the Royal Thursdays from once a week to once a month. And that will start in the month of June, June 11th. We will continue through May. But then once we hit June, we will do this once a month, and we'll cut back just a little bit.
Second Thursday.
Thank you very much.
It'll be the second Thursday of every month is what we'll do it, just to make it easy on everybody.
So this first one will be June 11th, and then it will be however the second Thursday is on the calendar for as long as you will be needing to do these then. Excellent, sir. I believe someone has asked if there is a particular color of nail polish that Your Majesty prefers. People asking those that also wish to examine lower extremities, sir.
Well, as far as nail polish that I prefer, it's always Caid and blue, of course. How could anybody not go there? The gold royal color as well is also wonderful. As far as checking extremities go, I'm going to have to look into this. I put my trust into somebody to check lower extremities, and now I'm having to bring her in for questioning, so we will have to see.
I understand, since Her Majesty is a nurse, if we're using Caid and blue, is that going to be sufficiently a different color so it will not look like frostbite, Your Majesty?
I think he'll be okay.
Very good, miss. We're still checking to see if there are any other questions. Yes. So Her Excellency has asked about the investitures for the baronies of Gildenholt and Leondemere, sir.
We are going to be discussing that directly with them. Being that most of this information has just been given to us literally today, we now have to figure out what the best course forward is going to be for everyone and how to promote all these things. What was it you were saying? The next court we have scheduled, I believe, is where that is scheduled to be right now. But I'm not 100% positive. I don't want to say something that's untrue. But we will look into it, and we will definitely promote it so everyone knows exactly when that's going to be.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Also, there are questions from Emma asking, what is the possibility of more arts and sciences events as was done with the Blatan Challenge, like Collegium, for example, or things like that being done online?
Collegium is going to be done online, and I am confident that our arts and sciences person is going to jump out there and throw some challenges. There's a ton of local challenges out right now, even as we speak, in many of the baronies. I would recommend that you check the arts and sciences page. That page has a huge amount of information on it, and many of the challenges will be coming out. And as I said, I am confident. What was her name again? Adel something? Oh, that's right, Mistress Adelheid. Not that I'm calling anybody out, but I'm confident she'll be throwing out some more challenges soon.
And also, we'd like to take this time, the members of the populace, if I could, virtual 3 cheers to Her Majesty on graduation from nursing school. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Huzzah. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.
We're very excited for her.
And I'm checking right now. We are just asking for any additional questions at this time from the populace. right now I'm just seeing an exorbitant number of huzzas for Her Majesty, as they should be, darn it. So honestly, Your Majesties, I think at this time, pretty much everything that has been stated, that could be stated, has been said. And so if do Their Majesties have any closing comments for the populace at this time?
Go ahead. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. We hope we were able to give you information that you needed. May not have been information that you wanted. Again, take those small moments that we all get, whether they be online or through mail, through letters, whatever they may be. Take these small moments and piece them together to make greater moments in your mind, because soon, very soon, we will be together again. Our chosen family will be united. It's just going to take a little time. We're just on a pause.
Thank you so very much, Your Majesties. And if there is no other further business, may I allow the members of the populace to go about the rest of their evening's activities?
Of course.
Thank you very much, Your Majesties. Thank you all very much for joining Their Majesties on this very difficult day where they had to, we have to do what governmental entities say. And thank you also very much for your time. And if there are any additional questions that you have, please leave them in the comments. And I know that Their Majesties, in addition to their advisors, will be reading those so that they can answer those questions in the upcoming Royal Thursdays.